Hey everybody! In this video I'm going to be showing how I made these wall displays for these gems. I'm going to be using some more advanced techniques. I won't go into too much detail for each individual technique I use because I have a separate video in my channel specifically going over all the different techniques. So if I do something that doesn't quite make sense to you, go check out the basics video that I'll link to in the description. So I will start with singular pillar, and on this pillar I'll want the ranch house wall decor to go. Now I don't want this to be right up against each other, and I'll explain later why that is the case. But for now I'm gonna just move this one space away. I'm not gonna place it, I'm gonna press the 1 key, which pulls some Booyah Blaze out of my inventory and effectively moves the pillar without actually committing to the placement. Then I will place the wall decor back on the pillar, pick up the pillar and place the pillar. It'll push it out just the same distance that I moved that pillar. From here, I'm going to put this on an industrial wall shelf that is on a builder's copper wall, and I'm just going to rotate it down. Maybe one more. Let's see. So I'm going to use another pillar. This is used to get the positioning correct. And the little stool. I'm going to place a gem on the pillar. This helps me to get the angle and positioning right. The angle of the core and the angle of the gem look about the same, so that's the correct angle of it. And then I'm going to move the gem pillar into position. It looks pretty good, but it could be better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out. And let's see, I want to bring this just up a little bit at an angle. Now I could just move the pillar, but I don't want to do that. And I'll explain why again in a second. So I'm going to free place this, and I want to free place grab it without it actually moving. This lets me start from a position where it already was, so that way I know where my starting point is. Let's try it right about there. With this on the grid, put it back, and I like that positioning better. And the reason why I want to keep this on the grid is because it makes it easier to get the placement of it. I'm placing more pillars on the ground so I can mark the axis, X and Y axis, where this pillar is going to go, because I need this moved out of the way. And I'm going to left click grab this, and I'm going to line it up with this pillar and this pillar, and I'm going to cancel the placement by pulling some more stew out of my inventory. And then I'm going to transfer the gem from this pole to this pole in the same location. Then I will left click grab the pillar and left click place the pillar, which will put it on the wall decor. Now I'm going to just do the same thing with a second gem. So once you have the wall decor with the gems, all there is to do is put it in the wall. There's a couple ways to go about doing this. The simplest way is if you have the room you can place a building behind, then you can grab the pillar, put it into the wall, and then once it's in the wall, pick up the room you placed. There you go. Similarly, if you already have another room, you can place it in either the double doorway mode or the open concept mode. And then hide it by going to a smaller method, like the single doorway. Now, be careful when you are picking up the room. If you get this message that all items are going to get picked up, that means you should cancel because it's too far into the other room. Now the last method is if you don't have the ability to add or change the wall type, place a copper floor 3 squares away from the wall. Then place the decor item in the middle, 1 square away from the wall, 1 square away from the floor piece. Now what you're going to do here is left click to pick it up, and you're going to move it to the other side of the floor and cancel the placement. Pulling out some stew from my inventory again. And this will allow me to group select the pillar and the flooring together, because they're close enough in proximity that if I group select from the floor piece, it will also highlight the pillar, as you can see. So when I group select the floor piece, it lets me move the pillar with it. So now I'm going to move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, and then place by left click. It'll launch the pillar back to where it was originally because I did not commit the move. And that puts it into the wall and allows me to just pick up the copper flooring. Now the other one I'll show you, I did with the homestead mirror. But I didn't use the front of the mirror, I used the back of the mirror. So this starts in a similar fashion, however, I'm going to be floating it the opposite direction because I want to use the back side of the mirror. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 steps away, which is 2 square steps away. Cancel the placement. And then I'm going to place the mirror on the pillar. Then left click to pick up the pillar and place the pillar. It gives me some good distance between the two pillars and a blank wall piece to work with. Which I'll again put on the shelf and rotate similarly with the gem that I want. Angle looks good. Bring this down a bit. It's about where I want it, but I can't place it there directly because of collision. I can place it one off, and that'll be fine. I'll go 2. Yeah, I'll go 1, 2 off from where it's going to actually get it placed. So I can place a pillar here, move it away, place a pillar here, and then move it away. This lets me mark where that's actually going to go. And from here, I can move this away. And then I will grab this. And I know I want it there. I'm going to cancel the placements. And the gem will go right on top. Left click to grab, left click to place. And you have a mounted gem. Next, I'll show you how I added the garden variety pickaxe. If you're lucky enough to have gotten a couple of these from the Zeki coins. Put this on the pillar to help me get the positioning correct. So I want it about it's hard to get it because it's snapping to the other one, but I wanted to get it about right. Right about there looks correct. So I know I want it there. So then I'll again use my marker pillars to retain that position. So then I'm going to left click to pick this up and just move it 1, 2 spaces. Cancel the placement. Just move this out of the way. So I want the axe to go on the pillar. The mirror is in the way, so I'm going to left click to grab it, move it to a placeable spot, and cancel the placement by pulling more stew out of my inventory. This lets me get the axe placed where it should go. I'll use the other axe just so I can better mirror the placement. That's placed on the pillar, so pick up the pillar and place the pillar. Snaps the mirror back into place. And we'll just need to add the second axe now. This needs to get rotated because it's going the opposite direction. And it should be right about there. I'm going to offset it 2 steps, 1 whole square, just so I can mark the location. Alright, so I know it needs to go to that spot, and I'll cancel the placement again. And this can just go right there. Check the height. And then left click, grab the pillar, and place the pillar. There you go. Just put this inside into the wall. And there you are. This is one of those things you can get pretty creative with. There's lots of different objects you can use to do similar things. If you come up with something different than this, share below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys come up with. This week on the tour board, you can find me. I have my big mansion estate plot open. If you missed it the first week I had it up, here's another chance. Come check it out, leave a reaction. As always, I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.